Feet of our most beloved Bhagavan. Dear Swami, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to have this wonderful satsang here with everyone today, the inaugural session of this exciting speaker series. Please speak through us as we learn more about this most amazing topic of how to live in the present and how to live in your presence. Sairam, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone who's joining here. My name is Yogini. I'm a Y from Minneapolis, and on behalf of the whole Region 5 Y team, I'm so excited to welcome you all to this first Speaktacular InSAIghts speaker session. This is a really exciting new program for us, Region 5 Ys. This is the first of hopefully many series speaker sessions with many wonderful guests. But as I'm sure you all know, we're most honored to be joined today by Brother Aravind Balasubramanya, who will be speaking to us about today's topic. So just to, before I get into a little bit more about Brother Aravind and the topic for today, I wanted to give you all a little bit of insight into our Speaktacular InSAIghts series. Basically, this is a new initiative. We plan to have periodic speaker sessions to inspire YAs to help us reignite our connection with Swami. The idea is to have speakers from all around the globe come to provide their insights on specific themes that the Ys felt would be relevant and engaging to them. And although this is a Y-led initiative, it's absolutely not exclusive to Ys. This is open for anyone who would want to benefit from these amazing satsangs. And I'm so glad to see so many of you joining today. One really unique part of this Speaktacular InSAIghts series, and this was an idea from Brother Aravind himself actually, was that before each speaker session, we would have an insight ignition pre-satsang. And this was sort of an informal roundtable discussion, a sort of study circle among the Ys, talking about the particular topic that the speaker would speak on. And the idea is to just sort of hear what the Ys are thinking about their topic and get a little insight into that before the speaker gives their further insight based on their experience. So we'll hear a little bit more about that later as well. But as you've all seen now, the topic for our first session here is living in the present. 3 simple words. It looks simple on paper, but when we start to think about what does it actually mean to live in the present moment, we're always worrying about the future, ruminating on what's happened in the past. So how often are we really living 100% in the moment? I think that's an interesting question to think about, and something that we'll hopefully be learning a lot about today from Brother Aravind and the Ys in conversation. So without any further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our esteemed guest speaker for today, Brother Aravind Balasubramanya. Brother Aravind hails from a family that has been devoted to Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba for nearly half a century. His father was a photographer of Bhagavan in the late 60s and early 70s in Vrindavan. He joined Sri Satya Sai Vidyapith in Calcutta, Kerala for his primary education, and joined at Sri Satya Sai Higher Secondary School in Prashanthi Nilayam for high school. He followed it with a Bachelor's of Science with specialization in chemistry from the Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, for which he secured a gold medal, and he continued to complete his Master's in Science with the desire to stay with Bhagavan, and went on to do his Master's in Business Administration as well. It was there at the Institute that he got several opportunities to speak in the Divine Presence, act in many presentations and plays, and also pursue photography, which he picked up from his father. After Bhagavan's Mahasamadhi in April 2011, Brother Aravind started to write blogs based on what he had recorded in his personal diaries and the experiences of several students. More than all of this, Aravind has tremendous love for Swami, his biggest and greatest hero. That is what propels him to excel in any endeavor and all endeavors that he takes up, be it writing, speaking, photography, or video editing. I'm so excited that Brother Aravind could be here with us today. I'm looking forward to all the wonderful stories and insights he has to share with us. So with that, I'll invite him to the screen, and I'll also invite Brother Sai Krishna, our moderator for today's conversation, Sai Krishna Nenuganti from Chicago Metro Sai Center, and turn it over to them to guide us through our discussion on today's topic of living in the present.
Sai Ram, everyone. It's a great joy to be here. Yes.
Thank you, Anna. Once again, Sai Ram, everyone. Thank you all for joining for this wonderful session on a Friday evening. What a best way to start the weekend, right? Thank you. It gives me a great pleasure to be part of this wonderful session and then the series, and to be a moderator for the first session of Speaktacular InSAIghts, along with our incredible speaker, Brother Aravind. Sai Ramana, we are super excited. It was wonderful seeing you during the international conference in California. Now, since then, we've been in regular touch, and we've been actively participated or engaged in multiple YS satsangs. Thank you for keeping us the spirit keeping high, and then the momentum keep going. I would definitely say this, Anna, you are so blessed and fortunate to have those close experiences with Swami and capturing Swami's best moments, magical expressions, not just with your camera, but also in our hearts, by sharing them all through the media channels. Thank you so much, Anna, for that. To the audience who may not know that Aravind Anna is a professional content creator. He has a dedicated media channel where he shares tremendous, wonderful experiences with Swami's presence. And then we get to hear every now and then. It keeps inspiring us every time. I know it's a time. Without a further delay, I would like to pass it on to Brother Aravind. Dear audience, let me share this back fun story. I think a couple of weeks before, we were talking to Aravind Anna to just lay out the plan for this satsang. Then we were sharing like the program plan and then the flow, how we are going to do and stuff. And then there was a sudden surprise that Aravind Anna came back to us saying, you know, he made us to work hard. He gave us an exercise to do over the week before. But this was a great learning. But Anna, I have a question. So why would you insist us to do that? Do you have any experience when you have expecting this session with Swami, and is there any experience that you would like to share with us? Over to you, Anna.
Sai Ram, let me begin by offering my most humble pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet. Dear brothers and sisters, thank you for this wonderful initiative. It is very nice. In fact, among the different qualities of a devotee, which is narrated in a Subhashita, it says, Utsaham, Sahasam, Dhairyam, Buddhi, Shakti, Parakramam. These are the 6 qualities. I won't go into those 6, but the first one is Utsaham, enthusiasm. As a spiritual aspirant, as a member of Swami's organization, as Swami's young adults, first thing we should have is Utsaham. And that is what thrilled me so much, because this is something that Swami always encourages. Utsaham. First, that's why Swami says, take 1 step towards me, I'll take 100. He will not, if we say that, Swami, I don't want to take any step, you take 50 enough. No. You take that one, because that one shows enthusiasm. And this entire series is that 1 step. So, which is very wonderful. Now, coming to the point as to why I gave this homework. Let me begin by saying, see, what we do in life is very important. And for us, it is very simple. What we do is what Swami tells us to do, Swami's command. For example, Swami tells us to do seva. Let us take one seva, for example, Narayan seva. Swami tells us to do Narayan seva. And that is most important for us, because what we do in life is very important and we do what Swami tells us. But then, more important than what we do is how we do it. Let us take the same example of Narayan Seva. During one of the discourses that Swami delivered in 1975, as part of the Golden Jubilee celebrations. Swami delivered almost 9 discourses in a span of 10 to 12 days. In one of those discourses, Swami is speaking about Narayan Seva, and Swami actually tells in Telugu that when you do Narayan Seva, consider Swami as a beggar at your doorstep. Now, when he tells this, the translator is unable to translate, because how can he call Swami a beggar? So Swami says, no, Cheppu, tell it. Tell that Swami is a beggar at your doorstep, and you should treat that way, because the way you treat a person when you know that that is Swami is totally different from when you're thinking it is, somebody, I have to do Narayan Seva. We don't understand what is Narayan Seva. Possibly we give away leftover food or old clothes and we think we are doing service. So what we do is we are following Swami's words, but more important is how we do it. We have to do it in a way that everybody benefits. Everybody feels happy. Everybody should get the maximum out of that. And that is only possible when we are able to consider everyone as God. That is what Swami says. Now, more important than how we do it is why we do it. Why we do something is most important. More important than what we do and how we do is why we do. And why are we doing this Narayan Seva? Why are we doing Narayan Seva? Are we doing it to eradicate hunger in the world? Because that's not possible. We have not been able to do it from centuries. How many of our programs we do, whatever donations we take up and we do, we will not be able to eradicate hunger. Why we are doing any Seva? Swami says we are doing Seva, we should do Seva to remove that feeling of I, ego. And what is ego? We often think ego is pride or something like that. Pride is one manifestation of ego. Ego is basically thinking that I am this body, which restricts me to thinking of what can benefit this body and mind, whereas instead of thinking of what can benefit others' body and mind also. From Dehabhimanam, we have to move to Atmabhimanam. That is the why of it. Why meaning I have to grow into realizing that unity in this apparent diversity. That should drive all our activities. That is why Swami gives the example of how Seva should be done. He says a person sees a calf struggling in the slush and he dives in to save the calf. When the children nearby ask, why are you doing all this for the sake of the calf? He says, no. I'm not doing it for the sake of the calf. Seeing the calf there, I'm having immense pain in my heart. To relieve the pain in my heart, I am doing it. So any seva that is done, we are doing it because I want to help myself. I want to relieve myself. Now look at this. When anything is done with this attitude, the why, when the why is taken care of, automatically how we do it will be perfect only. Why? Because we are doing it for benefit ourselves, right? So we love ourselves the most. So we will do it in the most perfect manner. And then whatever we do, no, becomes divine. It becomes seva. Work becomes worship. Duty becomes God. That is why in this hierarchy of what, how, and why is most important. I'll give one personal example when it comes to satsangs. A satsang is nice. It is better than other forms of entertainment. Rather than watch a movie, we can listen to some satsang about Swami or about God. It is nice, right? Sattvic entertainment. But it remains only entertainment. If we want the satsang to elevate us, we need to ponder into the how and why. So for instance, when I remember 2004, Swami gave a lot of encouragement to us students. We were in the postgraduate class, and you see in Prashanti Nilayam, after that, people from around the world, I'm sure, whether it's United States or whether it is Australia, whether it's Africa, whether it's Europe, every part of the world, devotees came there and performed programs in front of Swami. I'm very happy to state and very humbled that Swami gave us the opportunity to be the precursor for that. Because this was a period where we just started off with the idea that, we are outgoing batch. Let us do something to get chance with Swami. Let us get a photo with Swami, because not everybody in the batch has a photograph with Swami. So you won't believe it. What we did was dumb charades. We did dumb charades in the divine physical presence in Kulwant Hall in front of everyone, where we acted out some scenes from some epics, scene from some Ramayana, Mahabharata, or from the lives of saints. And people had to guess. Of course, everything was fixed. The person who will ask the question, the person who will give the answer. The idea was all the 120 students in the class, in our batch, should get a chance to get up and speak in front of Swami or do something in front of Swami. And at the end of it, we asked for group photographs and Swami gave all of us group photographs. Okay. So that was how it started. So what we did was we did a program. But how we did it in some manner, something to fill that time, fill 1 hour so that we get 1 hour in front of Swami. This slowly progressed. And, we started getting addicted to making programs in Swami's presence. Because, you get a free photograph with Swami, you get a chance to get up. Who will not love that opportunity? But then one day, I have made an entire video on this part, a Dharma program. Like, the young adults have carried out Prema Vahini Satsang for 4 years. Fantastic. We did a Dharma Vahini Satsang for 4 hours. We wanted to put up a program and Swami was speaking about Dharma. We said, let's do a program on Dharma. And we studied the Dharma Vahini in 4 hours. You can just imagine the massive indigestion that will lead to. And when we were putting up that program, Swami just showed a slight disinterest in that program. That was enough. The whole audience in Kulwant Hall, they just were like, yaar, when will this thing get over? These fellows are going on and on. It was, as I said, I will not go into the entire story because I've already, you can look it up in a video. But the long and short of it is, we suddenly realized that, oh my God, we can't continue to do programs like this ad hoc. Just put up something quickly. We can't make a program for Swami as an event management. Because if at all Swami goes into the interview room, and that also happened during one of the programs. If Swami goes into the interview room in middle of the program, people will just get up, dust their mats and walk out. Nobody is sitting here for you. We are here for Swami. And that is such an ego blow. That is such a reminder, such a humbling experience. At the same time, we realized, look, people are here for Swami. Unless we do something that evokes Swami in people, that inspires Swami in people, they are not going to be sitting here. So therefore, when we put up a program, it's good that we get a chance to stand in front of Swami and a photograph with Swami. That's okay. But we have to ensure that it benefits everybody who is sitting and listening. That is what inspired us to study even more deeper into Swami, understand, because if we want to inspire others, first we have to get inspired. When we are inspired, we'll be able to inspire others. And then, dear brothers and sisters, later on, when we were actually doing a program, Swami would just leave and go into the interview room. But for those 15-20 minutes when Swami would not be on stage also, people would sit with rapt attention because we are delivering Swami only. And we are able to deliver Swami because we have involved ourselves completely in Swami. See, how we do it is more important than what we do. Now, coming to the why we do it. Till now, we were doing it because we want to make Swami happy. We want to make all the audience get inspired. This was, as I said, 2004 when we started off. 2006, let's fast forward to 2006, the March of 2006. During that Ugadi, Swami, we were all excited for Swami, because finally, after staying in one small coop in the mandir or in the backside of Purnachandra Auditorium, where a green room was converted to Swami's room, Swami had finally yielded to all prayers and agreed to move into Yajur Mandir, one residence that is befitting of his status as the avatar. It needs much grander, but of course, Swami he always cares about devotees, never about himself. And finally, when he is moving into the Yajur Mandir, it was decided that on Ugadi day, Swami will move in. And so we thought, this is such a grand occasion, we should prepare a program to, share our joy, our gratitude, everything. And we began to work for a program to put up in front of Swami. A program which involves skits, which involves speeches, which involves songs, all of this we were preparing and planning. As we prepared and planned, the warden came and gave us one piece of news. This is why I say that our programs were like a precursor to the whole program era exploding in Sai Kulwant Hall. He came and told us, this time the devotees from Andhra Pradesh for Ugadi, Ugadi is a festival for them, for the people of Andhra, for Karnataka also. But Andhra people, they're ready to put up a program, they've come with a program. I said, okay, sir. So you guys don't prepare a program, okay? Why? No, because if you put Swami may want you to put up a program, they will lose their chance. See, you have been putting up so many programs. Give a chance to them. Now, here's the beautiful part. The warden already told us, no, don't prepare for the program. Yet we went ahead preparing because it was so much joy to just come together and prepare a program, come together and think of Swami. All of us decided, dear brothers and sisters, that, let us sit and plan for, as if this program is there in Kulwant Hall, we'll make an offering to Swami. Whether we make or not doesn't matter. It is so much joy just preparing. We had moved to the core reason of why we put up programs, why we have satsangs, why we do anything, because we benefit. We grow in our love for Swami, we grow in our attachment to Swami, we grow spiritually. That is why we are doing, not to inspire thousands, not to make Swami happy, nothing like that. Ultimately, Swami is happy when we grow spiritually. So, despite being told this and despite being told that so many people are preparing for programs because it's a grand event, right? We decided we'll go ahead and prepare. And we'll be ready. If Swami asks, we'll do. Otherwise, no need. Then the warden tells us, see, usually when we have a program, what we would do, we would wear all costumes and be ready, sitting in the mandir. Swami will see us. And this is the divine drama Swami plays, Hey, what is this? What is this color? What is this turban? What? Why have you come dressed like a king? Something like that Swami will ask. Then we'll tell Swami, we have a program we want to offer. Swami will tell, program? Okay, put it up. Swami encouraged so much. In fact, on one occasion, Swami came and went off into the interview room. There were no interviews, and yet Swami was inside. The elders, some teachers, warden asked Swami, if you sit outside, boys will all be happy. Swami said, why I should sit? There's no program. Why should I come and sit outside? Almost like, unless you put a program, I won't come and sit outside. So we felt so motivated. Wow. It also leads to a false sense of ego that because of our program, Swami is coming. But no, this is what Swami is inculcating in us, that this programming mentality, right? It should become part of your life. Every day, prepare as if you're going to be doing this presentation in front of Swami. That is the way you should lead your life. So out of the 100 programs we prepared, we put up only about 25 or 30. We prepared so many, which we could not put up, but we enjoyed putting it up. I mean, we enjoyed preparing for it. So this one, 30th is Ugadi, 29th night. We were all wondering. Now the warden has told us, don't wear even costumes, because that is a way of indicating to Swami, right, that we have a program. You should be dressed in normal white shirt, white pant, that's all. No way will you physically indicate to Swami that you have a program, because we should not jeopardize the program of the Andhra devotees. They have come prepared, papam. Okay, fine. So we all sat in front of Swami's photograph after the practice on the 29th night. And we prayed to Swami. And a few of us who were coordinating the whole program, we said, what should we do now? Because warden is telling, don't come prepared with costumes. But if Swami asks for the program, we need the costumes. We won't have time to change costumes. So we decided to do one technique, which is throwing chits in front of Swami. Yes or no? When we have faith, dear brothers and sisters, this works. This works. And again, for the reasons of time, I will not go into the details of an experience which showed to me that these chits work. But we put chits. Swami, tomorrow morning, will we be asked to put up a program? Yes, no. It came no. So we decided, okay, no program, no need, fine. Let's all go in whites, nothing to worry about. We are anyway prepared with the program, and we enjoyed the whole process so much. We are also uplifted. We are so thrilled, happy. So with that, we went to bed. Next day morning, Andhra devotees are ready with program. The band is ready with program. Multiple bands are ready with the program. So many things. It's a packed morning agenda. And what happens? Swami comes for darshan, cuts the darshan also short, comes on stage. He's excited like a little child. And he says, hey, everybody go quickly, get ready and come. My new home is ready. Swami is calling us for Graha Pravesham. And he's telling, I've arranged a feast for all of you. Come, have a nice lunch. Come, come, come. Swami is so excited that he came, 5 minutes, made this announcement and left. Over. That's all. There was no bhajan session. There was no nothing. In fact, nobody could get to put up the program. And therefore, yeah, again, that is another separate story. How it was a beautiful lunch. Swami came around. We all were in the Purnachandra auditorium. Lovely, lovely thing. And it was a beautiful way that Yajur Mandir got inaugurated. So that afternoon, we came and we were all resting. It was a holiday, Ugadi, 30th of March. We were all sleeping in the room, in our rooms, tired. We have been practicing so much for so many days. And we are all anyway happy. That afternoon, I get a dream in which Swami is sending word through one student who used to stay with Swami that, are you ready? Put up the program. And we are all caught unawares because we are not dressed up and ready. So I said, then I woke up from the dream. It was about 1:30 in the afternoon. In another hour or so, we'll have to leave for the mandir. I quickly went, woke up all the other boys who were there, coordinators, everyone, and said, hey, look, Swami came in the dream and said this. See, when Swami comes in the dream, that is as good as Swami coming in real life and telling, because that is what Swami has said in his discourse. So, we need to be ready with the program. But the warden has no idea. And the devotees from Andhra Pradesh are hoping to put up the program now in the mandir. So with this scenario, we anyway prepared, we went, we were ready. And Swami comes, sits on the dais. He calls the vice chancellor and tells, announce the program. But before he could announce, Swami called us and asked, what is the program? So we said, Swami, because of the background, we replied to Swami, Swami, we have been told that Andhra devotees are putting up a program, Swami. Swami said, oh, is that so? Okay. And he called. And all the Andhra devotees came, the coordinators for that program. They came to Swami and we stepped back. And, personally, I was feeling very happy. Okay, Swami, this is at least the reward for all our thing. We are very happy. We were enjoying the whole process itself. We got to speak with you a few words. Very happy, Swami. Thank you so much. And so the devotees, the coordinators from Andhra Pradesh, they spoke with Swami and Swami blessed them. There was a Purna Kumbham, that is that vessel with the coconut. Swami blessed. Swami saw the card, received flowers, everything, and told, yes, put up the program, put it up. Very nice. And then Swami turns to the vice chancellor and tells, now announce the program. And that moment, God knows, these things you just cannot explain. The vice chancellor announces on the mic that a program will now be put up by the postgraduate students of the university. And suddenly it's like as if Swami is surprised. We are also surprised because I'm trying to indicate that, sir, no, the Andhra devotees are to put up, not us. But then he announced and he said, okay, start. The vice chancellor told us, start the program. So our program was beginning with the Omkaram, because that's how we begin every program. So we started. And Omkaram and Sai Gayatri. And we quickly spread the message that after Omkaram and Sai Gayatri, just keep quiet. Don't continue with the program. Because Swami wants the Andhra program and we should not intrude like this, right? It was a miscommunication, we thought. So we did Omkaram, chanted the Sai Gayatri and became silent. Absolute silence now. Vaishnava is sitting there and wondering what happened. And again, Swami is wondering what happened. Then Swami looked at us and we were looking at Swami thinking that now the Andhra devotees will take the cue and start their program. And then Swami looks at us and says, why you stopped? Continue, do the program. And dear brothers and sisters, 40 minutes we did the program. Beautiful it was. And don't think that the others had a sad ending, because on the 31st, Swami allowed the Andhra devotees to put up their program and he blessed them also. So all the programs were put, everyone were blessed. We were very happy. And what I want to highlight over here is, for this program on Ugadi, which gave us so much joy, we were in a state of absolute unexpectedness. We were not expecting anything. We were so happy with the process itself. So fulfilling it is. So fulfilling it is for me to prepare for this satsang itself. That is how we should do all our activities in the organization, whether it is a young adult activity, whether it is for service, whether it's for sadhana, whether it's for study circle, whether it is for bhajans. We should enjoy the process. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita it said, Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You have right only on the action. So enjoy the action itself, and that itself should be the result. Now that is the reason, the long story, the long thinking behind telling all of you that you prepare for this. And I remember I also said, whether I can join in the call or not, you should be able to feel the joy and feel Swami. I am able to join and it's my privilege and pleasure that I can. If I am not able to also, you should not feel that this whole planning, whole exercise went waste. That is why what we are having is a satsang with Brother Aravind. But how we are doing it is in a manner that every young adult who participates feels inspired. And therefore, doesn't matter finally whether Brother Aravind speaks or not. But why we are doing it is because we all want to evolve. We want to grow in our love for Swami. So when I want to grow in my love for Swami, that is the end objective. How does it matter whether Brother Aravind speaks or not? This experience is something that Swami gifted us. And this experience is something that all of us should experience. With that prayer and hope, this is a long explanation for why I told you to go into this. As I said, I'm sorry. I just thought I'll give the whole detail with the story. Yeah.
No, of course, Anna. Thank you. What a profound explanation, Anna. Thank you. You have explained many instances where the significance of pre-sadhana is important. Thank you so much. With that, Anna, actually, it really helped us. It really helped us. With a short notice, you won't believe we had like around 25 plus YS, 20 plus YS joined together in the short notice, and amazing thoughts came in. Amazing thoughts came in. So it was over an hour of satsang we had internally, and then we came up with many insightful thoughts. And we do also have couple YS. You know, while we were all on performing these, so we deliberated with few questions and we top listed three of them. And we have couple of YS who are going to share the glimpse of those three questions summary. So I would call upon Brother Krishna Tigala from Ann Arbor High Center. Bro, would you like to share summary for the first question? Yogini, would you mind sharing the first question? So the question we have is like, what does living in the presence mean to you?
Yeah. So yeah, I can start sharing the summary. Sarah, my humble pranams to the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So one of the major questions that we all reflect upon in the session was, what does living in the present mean, or presence? So some may define this as being attentive of the current situation, or some may say that it's being in the presence of our beloved Swami. But I do not think there's one right answer here, but here's what my fellow YAs have shared in the session. Living in the current moment, balancing life and work with personal satisfaction is one of the points they shared. Another point is finding ways to limit our thoughts in our mind, being at peace with what we have at the moment. Another one is accepting everything without expecting anything, which is actually a point that Brother Aravind has shared, like expect the unexpected. You never know what Swami will do for you. And living in the present means not thinking about the past, regrets, mistakes, guilt, not worrying about the future, more about living in the now. So a small example that we also shared, thinking about the past, was on planting the seed of the future. Each day is a new day to grow from your past self to a Sai self. I would like to end this summary of this question from a quote of Swami. Past is a tree, future is a tree. Present is the seed. Out of the past tree comes the present seed. Out of the present seed comes the future tree. Hence, seed is very important. Therefore, one should take care of the present seed, never be bothered or worried about the future. If one is good in the present, in the future too will be good. So this quote basically summarizes the entirety of what we discussed in the session. And yeah, I think that's all I have for this question. Sairam.
Thank you, Brother Krishna. So now this is the glimpse from the first question. I have a quick question, Anna. Would you want us to finish the three summaries, then we'll go on to hear your reflections, or do you want to
No, let us take it.
share?
Let us go one by one. I think that's only better because as the young adult, though he gave it as a summary, each point is so wonderful, and each point I feel like one satsang is possible. I'll try to keep it short, but I think it's easier for me that we take one question at a time and go.
Thank you, Anna. Definitely, yeah. Over to you.
Oh, okay. So yes, Sairam. Once again, this is a very beautiful question as to what does living in the present mean to you? I say this because when we say living in the present, it first thing that comes to our mind is let's not think about the past. Let's not think about the future. Let's live in this moment fully. Let us experience it completely wholesome. All this is wonderful. But my question is, when we come for a satsang, when we come to listen to a satsang or give a satsang or experience a satsang in which Swami stories are told, aren't we living in the past? Aren't we revisiting the past? Is this not going to the past? uh, Putting it a little more generally, should we not learn lessons from the past? When I say let go of the past, we hear Swami telling us past is past. Past is a history. Future is a mystery. Present is the gift. So does it mean that I should not learn lessons from the past? Again, in the same way, should I not plan for the future? Be it my relationships, be it my financial future, be it my career, whatever, should I not plan? In fact, dharma, artha, kama, moksha are given as the four goals, the purusharthas, the four goals of human life. One can speak in complete detail on these four aspects itself, but these are the four goals of life, and the fourth one is moksha. That is planning for the future, right? Because right now I'm not in that state of moksha. So should I not plan for the future? Should I not learn from the past? What does it mean by living in the present? As it was beautifully summarized, whenever Swami tells us live in the present, you will notice that invariably he has a follow-up statement as well. He says, it is not ordinary present, it is omnipresent. And for long I used to just quote this. Live in the present, it is not ordinary present, it's omnipresent. Live in the present, it's not ordinary present, it's omnipresent. Without even understanding what it means. There is a reason why Swami always adds that it is not ordinary present, because it means that it is not the ordinary present the way we are thinking of. The way we think that, therefore I don't think of the past and future. No, 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 no. Again, he would follow it up with a beautiful example. This example has been quoted. The example of the seed. Swami would say that the seed is the present. But this seed has come from the tree of the past. And this seed is going to give rise to the tree of the future. So this seed contains the tree of the past, the tree of the future. This is the present, which has in it the past as well as the future. That is why it is omnipresent. The meaning of omnipresent means present along all the three dimensions of space and present even in all the dimensions of time. That is why it is omnipresent, present everywhere and at all the times, in past, present, and future, as well as in all space. That is why the seed. So it definitely means that the present, when Swami says live in the present, he is referring to a present which contains lessons of the past and planning for the future. But then how do I discriminate between what of the past and what of the future I should contain and what I should give up? Often what happens is when we think of the past, it leads to feelings of fear, nervousness. Let me elaborate. There is this experience of Kalpagiri recorded in the Satyam Shivam Sundaram part 2. There's in fact an entire chapter on it called Wounded Wings. Beautiful chapter. I have also narrated this entire story of Kalpagiri as a video. So I will not go into the full details here, but briefly, Kalpagiri was a murderer who then, to escape the police, ran away to the Himalayas, and after some time, that's it. The police gave up because back then I don't think technology was there to track. And he, again, cutting a long story short, happens to come to Swami, and Swami tells him, throw away that ochre robe. You can't wear the ochre robe, when you have debts to pay. And though Swami tells him to remove the ochre robe, stop doing this, and then Swami tells him, go surrender to the police. Go surrender to the police. Swami, they will hang me. That is the punishment for this crime. They will hang me. Swami says, it's all right. Face it. Now, Swami is telling him to face death. The ultimate fear that all of us have, right? And Swami tells that you cannot escape your consequences of karma. Pay it off. Do it off now. And imagine this advice gives peace to Kalpagiri. The peace that has been evading him from so long. Though he has gone to Himalayas, though he has been to all pilgrimage places, he doesn't have that peace of mind. He is seeking peace. I want peace. I want peace. I want peace. And here Swami tells, go face the police, surrender. And if you're hanged also, no problem, be hanged. So what? Face death. Be courageous. Face the consequences. Go ahead. This advice, imagine a person is coming and you're telling, go get hanged, no problem. But this advice is what gives him peace. He becomes so courageous. All fear is gone. When we say Swami gives Abhaya Hasta, Abhaya means non-fear. He says, yes, Swami, I will do that. You know what? Again, cutting a long story short, finally, it is not the noose that lands around his neck, but a rosary, a japamala that lands around his neck because Swami gives it to him. He doesn't face the noose. It's an amazing sequence of events. In fact, it leads him to transforming the entire jail where he has been housed. A Sai center begins in the jail and multiple prisoners write to Swami. After all, isn't our Swami the only refuge for prisoners? Whether it's in the physical jail or in the jail of this Bhavasagara, Swami is our only hope. And we write to him. And it's a beautiful, beautiful story. But see, this is what happens. Swami, when he says, Don't think of the past. It doesn't mean you forget the things and escape. No, no, no. The past should no longer cause fear in me. I'm at peace with the past. The past no longer bothers me. That is what is meant by don't think of the past. When Swami says don't think of the past, it's about the frustration, the irritation, the anger, the worry, the guilt, the fear. Give up the fear of the past. That is what Swami is saying, not the lessons of the past. Give up the fear, have the lessons, and be at peace. Being at peace when I think of the past, that is what is meant by being in the omnipresent. I am at peace with the past. So too with the future. The example of Parikshit comes to mind. Parikshit is told that in 7 days' time, a snake will bite and you will die. No way for you to escape death. No, death. I'm bringing up death both in case of Kalpagiri as well as Parikshit because that is the greatest fear. Possibly as youngsters, as youth, we don't have it because we don't think we are going to die. Unconsciously, we just feel that I'm going to live. But as we get older, the fear of death comes. How will the death be? How will I struggle? Will I be a burden on others? Will I get incapacitated? What will happen? Fear of death is the greatest fear that people have. So when Parikshit gets to know the fear of death, what does he do? He gets his priorities right. He just gives up the kingdom. He gives up family. He gives up everything. Walks straight to Sage Shuka and he says, "Oh Sage, tell me the stories of the Lord. Just tell me the stories of the Lord." And we must be grateful to Raja Parikshit that it's because of him that we have the beautiful Bhagavatam, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the stories of Krishna in particular, and the stories of Lord Vishnu in general. But that's what he did. And at the end of 7 days, did he escape death? No. But he escaped death. Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya does not mean take me from death to immortality, meaning I will live in this body forever. It just means that death doesn't bother me anymore. Death becomes just a dress of life. That is what happened to Parikshit. He was at peace. When the snake came, he invited and said, "Come, O Takshaka, you do your duty. I am fine. I am very happy." So peacefully he passed on. So beautifully. No worry of the future, no fear of the past. Absolute at peace with the past, absolute at peace with the future. And that is possible only when we are in thoughts of God, when we do everything keeping God as the basis. Because God is omnipresent, right? Like the magnet converts every iron filing that comes to it into another magnet. The only way we can live in the omnipresent is being in touch with the omnipresent one, which is God. And that is how Kalpagiri lost fear of the past and became peaceful, made peace with the past because of being in touch with God. Parikshit lost the worry of the future and made peace with the future by being in touch with God. And I feel that is the only way we can live in the present, by living with the omnipresent. That is living in thoughts of God, doing everything as an offering to God, bringing Swami into everything that we do. When we do this, dear brothers and sisters, automatically everything becomes divine. Work becomes worship, duty becomes God. This is the secret. And this is how I understand it. To live in the present means to have the lessons of the past, to plan for the future, while being at peace with the past as well as the future, not allowing them to worry us and not allowing them to cause fear in us, because we have the abhaya of Swami. We have the hand that bestows always on our heart. We have Swami always in our heart. He is not just a part of our life. He is the center of our life.
Wow, thank you, Anna. That was a rich explanation. I really loved the stories that you were able to connect from past to present to future. One of them really touched me is like, I used to worry about this. When we were having this satsang past week, I was thinking the same, without past learnings, without past experience, how could we, grow in our present, right? And I like the one statement that you made, give away the frustration, anger, and then the regret from the past and grow on with the past experiences. That definitely I love that statement, Anna. This is the perfect segue to go to our next question. And we have Sister Archana to give a summary on this. The question is, why is it important to be in present and what's the benefit out of it? Or what could be the problem with not being in present? Sister Archana, over to you.
Sai Ram. My humble pranams at the loving feet of our beloved Bhagavan, who blesses us with his gracious presence. It is important to be present to realize one's true potential. To have Swami walk with you more so ever now, and to savor the connection with his omnipresence. It gives you immense power to face the world. In that present state, it is like being a primary root, receiving the water of love from the omnipresent. To see that water of omnipresent love work its way through the surrounding environment, be it people or a situation, one's own workplace or one's own heart. Thus, one becomes a channel to further one's own growth. It is important to be present at the level of an individual to make proper use of the mind, the senses, and sense organs in its full capacity and give Swami the reins. It is important to be present and in tune with oneself at the level of community to promote human values without holding back. This can be comparable to the bees building a beehive filled with nectar of human values. Though problems arise even when we practice constant integrated awareness, we are certainly not affected by it when we do it. When we are not present, when we are not able to do things in that manner, we do see that our tasks may seem to lose their shine, not giving us complete satisfaction when done half-heartedly. Letting mind wander when given a task may lead to repetition of tasks with or without desirable results. Anxiety can set in and we can create even more trouble for ourselves. Procrastination and other distractions can keep us from living our true life. We can also make poor choices in life. There is also risk of giving up and accepting failure. All of this can lead to one not being happy. Hence, there is no time like the present to take that deep breath in, to feel the flow of vital energy, to open our hearts and to fill them with divine love. After all, true happiness is union with God. Then, whatever we do does transform us and the world around us. Sai
Thank you, Sister Archana. Anna, I'm telling you, we YAs had a lot of progress on ourselves. See the thoughts that came in through the satsang. Let me slightly rephrase this question to you, Anna. Like, why is it important to be present? And was there any moment that you weren't able to be in present and face the consequences in Swami's presence? And what are the benefits by being that way?
Sairam, very excellent questions. What is the importance of being in the present? What happens if we don't live in the present? What are the benefits that we get by living in the present? I think Sister Archana again brought up so many points, which are all very, very significant. The crux of this whole thing is that in order for us to be happy, we need to live in the present, as simple as that. And to be happy is the summum bonum of life. That is the sole purpose for which we do whatever we do. In marketing, in MBA classes, we learned of the 5 why technique. It says that if you want to get to the root cause of any problem, ask why 5 times. By the time you answer those 5 whys, why do you do this? Because of this. Why do you do that? Because of this. 5 whys you ask progressively, you reach the ultimate root cause and you will be able to find it out. Same way for life. The root cause for which we do anything that we do. Why do you eat food? Because I'm hungry. Why you should do that if you're hungry? Because if I don't eat, then I'll get stomach ache and my stomach will make growling sounds. So what? Why? No, it'll pain. Why? I don't want pain. Why? Because I want to be happy. I eat because I want to be happy. I sleep because I want to be happy. I earn money because I think it will make me happy. I get into relationships because I think it makes me happy. Everything that I do it because I think it will make me happy. And the only way to be happy is to live in the present, not the ordinary present, the omnipresent, with thoughts of God, living with Swami always. It reminds me of a beautiful personal experience. It might take a little bit of time, but I'm sure you will be able to get the message from the experience itself. There is no need for me to elaborate on this. This happened in the April of 2010. We were all fresh from Swami's visit to Hadshi and Mumbai in the October and November of 2009. And we got to know that Swami was now ready to bless the city of Delhi, the capital city of India, with a visit. And now when we look back, that was the final travel that Swami made in the physical frame. And very, very significant that he made it to the nation's capital city. So this was supposed to happen in the April of 2010. And I was nourishing hopes that maybe I will get a chance to accompany Swami again. Swami, please let it happen. And the way the past few months had gone, where Swami would interact with me, Swami would call me to take some photographs, the way it was so beautifully building at a physical level, I felt that surely Swami would include me. And so on the 1st of April, as we all sat in Swami's presence chanting Vedas, that was the schedule by then. Veda chanting will go on, after which bhajans will happen outside only. Swami had stopped going into the bhajan hall for bhajans. When this was going on, Swami looked at the then Vice Chancellor, S.V. Giri sir, and called him. And he had a big file with him. And he turned around the pages of the file, showing different things to Swami. And we were sure, all of us knew that these are the profiles of the different students. And Swami was actually selecting the students and staff members who would accompany him to the Delhi, for this trip. So I was eagerly looking at, oh, okay, can I peep and get to see whose photo is there or whose profile? I wanted to know whether I'm getting selected or not. So a few pictures I could see also. So I thought, okay, this guy is selected because look, Swami spent some time on that profile. This was what was going on. Then suddenly Swami kept the file a little closer so that I could no longer peep in. So now I began to look at Swami's lips, trying to lip read him and trying to lip read S.V. Giri sir. Both were opposite to me. I could make out one thing. Swami asked some question and S.V. Giri sir put his hand on his lips like this and whispered something into Swami's ear. More than being secretive about it, I think it was because the Veda chanting was so loud and physically felt that Swami can hear clearly if he says that. And when he said that, Swami, I could lip read Swami. Swami said, photographer. Oh, okay. I was so sure that Swami said photographer. So I thought, photographer means me only. Yes, I made it. I was so happy. I'm on this trip now. I was so happy with this. And after that, Swami spent some more time. And by now, I was no longer like keen to look who else is there and all that, because I am there. That's enough. My redemption is done. I am part of the Delhi entourage. 5-10 minutes later, the selection was done. Swami went into the interview room. And then came a person to call out names. He wanted all these boys to assemble in the bhajan hall. And all of us again knew that these are the boys and staff, students, everyone who have been selected to travel with Swami. Now, in this, my name was not called out. And I was, how? Immediately, all my joy was vaporized. I became so sad. Like, how? I clearly saw Swami mention photographer. And why was my name not said? The other photographers also, I knew who they are. None of them were also selected. I was like, how? No other photographer is selected. And in the current scenario, in the current terms, in the current form, photographer rightly means me only. Now I'm not there. So they all went into the bhajan hall. And of course, that is what was told to them, that they are all very privileged and blessed that Swami has selected them, that they should prepare, be ready. April 9th, Swami would be taking off to Delhi. I was so dejected. And to add to that, adding salt to my wounds, one of my colleagues, Sai Prakash from Radio Sai, he had been called in. Now, interestingly, when it had come to the Hadshi visit, it was, in a sense, I was instrumental in Sai Prakash going to Hadshi. it is supreme ego on my part to say like this, but what I'm trying to tell is, I had suggested to Swami that along with me, if there's a videographer also, it will be good, Swami, to do coverage. And Swami had asked for who would be a good option. And I had said Sai Prakash. And that is how Sai Prakash and me had traveled to Hershey. And now here for Delhi, Sai Prakash is there. I'm not there. I immediately went and said, Sai Prakash, now you have to tell Swami to include me. See, I did for you, you have to do for me. See how the ego comes in? It was not me who selected Sai Prakash. It is Swami. Swami does everything and uses different instruments. It is foolish of us to think that we are doing it. But this is what happened. And he was like, what can I do? And I also knew that in the heart of my heart that it's not me whom selected, but I'm so desperate now. So I decided that I would do something I had never done before, which is get up and ask Swami for a worldly favor. I thought any day, when I would get up and try to indicate to Swami, Swami would always give me a chance to speak to him in those days. So I thought I will utilize that chance and tell Swami, please take me to Delhi. Now this, Brother Sai Prakash told me, Arvind, don't do this. Don't do this. I felt easy for you to tell because you're selected, I'm not selected. He said, no, Arvind, all your life you have followed the policy that you don't want to ask anything worldly from Swami. So don't. Even if you don't want to follow that policy, see, Swami speaks to you on a regular basis. Swami is even at a physical level aware of your presence. And if he has chosen not to take you, don't embarrass Swami by getting up and asking. Don't make it tough for him to refuse to you publicly. It is not fair. I felt it was not fair for him to give me this advice because so easy for him, he selected. I was in misery. I was feeling terrible. So I decided, okay, I won't get up and ask Swami, but I'll write a letter to Swami telling them, please take me, Swami. So I wrote this letter and asked for a worldly desire. I had actually decided I don't want to ask anything worldly from Swami simply because Swami knows better than me what is good for me. So I don't want to ask for something lesser. Let Swami only give me the ultimate. But that time I wrote that letter. I wrote that letter, and as Swami was passing by during darshan, this was the 3rd of April, I tried to offer that letter to him. Swami looked at me, kept smiling, didn't take the letter. And then I felt maybe, yeah, this is the reason, because Swami smiled at me. If he wanted, he could have taken it. So I kept the letter in my pocket and decided I won't offer that letter to Swami. And the moment I decided it, from then on, Swami kept looking at me. Every now and then he would turn, look at me and simply smile during that entire session. It was a blissful, beautiful session. So many smiles from Swami. I was in great bliss. So thrilling, so beautiful. And just as the session got over, as Swami received Aarti and left, immediately it struck me, Arey, but I am not going to Delhi. And I was morose. I was so sad. As I walked out of the Kulwant hall, I was looking at the floor and walking dejected, feeling sad. Nobody will believe that this is a boy who got 10 to 15 looks from Swami, smiles from Swami. That is not the way you'll be. But this is what happens, when you're constantly thinking of the future, you're missing the joys that are present in the present. We are turning blind to it. This is what happens. We are always looking for that which we don't have and missing out what we have. Whether it's in a experience like this, whether it's about money, I want greater wealth and therefore I'm not able to enjoy the wealth I have now. I am looking for some relationship and therefore I'm not able to enjoy the beautiful friends and family members I have around me now. I neglect all of them in search of one that I don't have. And once I get that, it's not that I'll be happy. I will find something else to go behind. Just like a dog that chases a car, dogs in India on the road, they'll chase your car when you go. If you stop the car, if they happen to catch the car, the dog doesn't know what to do with the car. It just lets go of the car and goes chasing another car. We behave like dogs chasing our desires. We run and chase one desire with all our energy, but when we get it, we don't know what to do with it. We just let go of it and chase another desire. So I was very sad on 3rd of April. 4th of April, that time, Swami used to give a chance for all those who had served for 5 years or more in the ashram. At the end, before Aarti, they can offer a rose to Swami by turns. So when they're offering a rose, it gave a chance to us photographers because we would get the chance to go and take photo. So get up in the end, go stand right in front of Swami and Swami will look at you. What a beautiful blessing to take a photo. That day when I did that, Swami asked, what is the prasadam today? And they brought vibhuti. Swami said, no. The edible prasadam. So that day it was chocolates, munch chocolates. And Swami took one of those chocolates and gave it to that person who was blessed to get the rose from Swami. And then he took one more chocolate and kept it in his hand. I returned to my place having taken the photograph. Then Swami looks at me, smiles. Such a beautiful beaming smile. just can't express what a joy it is to, now I'm feeling that joy even as I think of it. And that's why I don't want to don't want to say that don't live in the past. It's not like that. The past should not bother us, as I said. So when I looked at Swami threw that chocolate to me. My God, I was on cloud 9. I took the chocolate, kept it. Swami said, eat it. And Swami left, after Aarti. So beautiful. But immediately my mind comes and says, like this, hundreds of chances will be there in Delhi and Shimla. You're going to miss all of that because you're not there. And can you believe it? Having received so much love from Swami, again, this stupid me was sad. 4th of April, I was sad. In fact, on 5th of April, I was thinking what I should do to come out of my sorrow. Can you believe it? Past 2 days, so many beautiful things have happened, and I'm wondering how to come out of my sorrow. I actually planned with my parents and a few others of traveling to this Kumbh Mela. The Maha Kumbh Mela was happening. It is considered as the largest spiritual gathering on the face of earth. It was happening that year, and I thought I will visit the Kumbh Mela, which is also near Delhi. So my parents and me, we booked our flight tickets to Delhi, and from there we thought we'll go to the Kumbh Mela. So that was the plan. And I was thinking, Swami, you may not take me to Delhi, but I'll also have a lot of fun this vacation. Don't worry. Even if you don't give me spiritual joy, I will get spiritual joy. I'm going to the Kumbh Mela, Swami, the greatest gathering. But inside, despite whatever I'm doing externally, inside I'm feeling very sad only. Very sad. The next few days, couple of days, Swami gave me so many beautiful little moments where he would look at me, smile at me. But unbelievably, dear brothers and sisters, I am not able to get any joy. Before, at least I would feel happy in the mandir, and later on, these thoughts would come and I would feel sad. Now, even as Swami looking at me smiling, I would put what Swami calls a castor oil face, trying to, evoke sympathy in him. Like, Swami, please take me, Swami. Why you're not taking what, Swami? Imagine, a blissful moment became a sad moment because I'm living in the past and future. Past, I know that I'm not selected. Future, I know that I won't be there in Delhi. And this went on till the April 7th. April 7th, all these who were going, right? S.V. Giri sir, who was the Vice Chancellor, called them for a meeting. And I was not in the meeting. I knew day after tomorrow, all of them are going to go. And I was so sad. Last 7 days have been the most number of chances that I have got possibly. But I am sitting in a room shedding tears and crying. This is what happens when we don't live in the present. We will never be happy. We'll always be sad because of fears of the past and worries of the future. I get a call from my colleague and I cut it. I'm in no mood to talk to him. He calls again, I cut it. He calls third time, I cut it. Then he's there outside my room knocking and telling, come, I'm saying, go, I've got other work to do. That his joy is adding more sorrow to me now because he has got selected, I have not got, and he didn't plead on my behalf. This is what I'm thinking. But then he tells, Aravind, you're selected, you're selected, you're selected, you're selected. I'm selected. How? I don't know. Apparently what has happened is, now when I told you that Swami asked photographer, it is because in S.V. Giri sir's mind, he has told Swami Anand. Instead of Arvind, he has said Anand. This is because we had done a radio serial in which I was playing the role of Anand. And in his mind, I have remained Anand ever since. And so he has said Anand. Swami said photographer, right? Yes. So he has, that day, Anand's name was announced, but there are so many other Anands, right? And I thought Anand is going, not me. So when Giri sir said, no, Anand, the photographer, then they realized that they said, sir, Arvind. He said, oh, Arvind, yes, yes. And that is how I was there all this while. I have been as part of the entourage, but I have not been able to enjoy it. I have not been able to enjoy the beautiful moments that Swami gave simply because I'm obsessed with the past and future and I'm not living in the present. Such joy came now when I'm living in the present, right? I felt such joy. That evening, I remember as Swami was passing by, I didn't have any letter, nothing, because so much joy in the heart, so calm. And as Swami was passing by me, I just stretched out my hand to touch his lotus feet. And every day I would touch this, I would touch Swami's feet when he passes by and feel happy. Today it was extra special. Even as I touched his feet, I closed my eyes and I said, Swami, I'm so grateful, Swami. You converted tears of sorrow into tears of joy, and I was so foolishly crying. All this I was thinking, and Swami puts his hand on my head. As he put his hand on my head, I felt such joy, and I opened my eyes. It was not Swami who had put his hand. It was Giri sir who had put his hand on my head. Giri sir would walk behind Swami those days, and he had put his, Swami was looking the other side. He had put his hand on my head and he asked, "You have been informed, right? You have been informed." I said, "Yes, sir, yes." I thought it was Swami's hand on my head. But again, I said, "Yes, sir, I've been informed." And yes, of course, I ended up going to Delhi. And even to this day, I realize that our life is always beautiful because it has been planned by Swami. Swami is all powerful. Swami is all love. And Swami has written our life for us in the best possible manner. And therefore, I have to be happy always. That's why Swami would say, always be happy. Your bliss is my food. ABC of life is always be cheerful. So therefore, when we don't live in the present, we can't be happy. We are happy only when we live in the present. And again, what is this present? Omnipresence. Omnipresence meaning Swami is part of it. Swami should be part of our thoughts. Swami should be part of our words. Swami should be part of our deeds. And we should live in the present. Everything will be joyful. Everything will be happy. That is what we always seek in life, isn't it? And that is the reason why we should live in the present, the omnipresent, because we can be happy always.
Wow, thank you, Anna. That was a beautiful narration. Anna, I really love the way how you keep it real and are willing to share even the vulnerable moments, right? When you wrestle with your darker emotions and voices. Really amazing. Thank you, Anna. It makes so relatable, actually. Anna, quick time check, and we targeted for 75 minutes, and we still have 10 more minutes. Are you good to go with the third question? Yeah. Thank you. So we have the third question, and we have Y.S. Sai Priya to share the summary about. And the question is,
I will keep this very brief. I promise you. After this, I'm sorry I get carried away, and
we would love to hear as long as you can.
I am fine. Yeah, I am fine with it. I have kept the next 1.5 hours also empty free. So yeah.
Thank you, Anna. So we could extend for another 15 minutes if you agree with it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. So the third question would be like, how do you practice living in the present on the daily basis? Sustain it. How do we sustain it? Many YAs ask this question, Anna, because we know living in the present will make us happy, but we always worry about the past, since how our day passed, and then we worry about in the morning how we're gonna lead our day next day. So, Sai Priya, over to you, please.
Saram, I'm just gonna keep this brief as well, since we're kind of short on time. So this was actually a question that I think spurred the most quietness, because everybody was kind of, not sure how to answer it. How do you practice something like this? So first we discussed, what can actually prevent us from not living in the present? Because it seemed as though some of the common answers to these questions were distractions, social media, if you have an Apple Watch, constant notifications, thinking about the past, whether it's past moments, missed opportunities, as Brother Aravind mentioned earlier, any emotions associated with the past, like fear, anxiety, sadness, worrying about the future, like what are we going to do tomorrow for food or work or anything. From my personal experience, overthinking about things, being constantly busy, focusing on the emotions of the past or present, that's prevented me from living in the present, as, Aravind has shared. And for a while, I lacked the mindfulness training too, and how to practice the mindfulness, because it's easy to say, oh, practice mindfulness, but what does that actually mean? And I didn't know how to stay in the present, because it seemed like my head was just filled with garbage, filled with thoughts, filled with the to-do list, filled with the personal stressors, things like that. So we all shared in our session about how we're all practicing mindfulness in our daily lives. So mindful breathing, meditation, gratitude journaling, that were some of the things that stood out to me. And I had also shared something that had helped me, which is an app called Headspace, and it's a meditation app. I was able to practice some of those, like using your breath, doing body scans, bring your focus back onto yourself, back to the present, not letting your mind wander, and making time for these activities, even if it's just for a couple minutes a day. It can actually help us train our focus, because it's actually our focus that's shifting from past to present emotions, all the things that we're feeling throughout the day. And it happens without any warning, and so it should be up to us to pull that focus back to our present, what we're doing in the moment, so that we can be focused and happy, And by practicing this, we can sustain living in the present for more moments in the day. And I just wanted to add that the pre-satsang helped me so much in realizing how distracted I get throughout the day. And this week, I've been trying to practice this more, and it's actually become so much more productive for me this week than any of the other weeks. And I was able to pull my focus on the tasks at work, whether it's cooking or work or just anything else, without letting the emotions creep in and spoil the moment. And thank you, Brother Aravind, for giving us this homework, because this was the most helpful. And like you said, it helped me a lot. Even if you hadn't showed up today, I think I would have taken away so much from this. Thank you so much. Sairam.
Thank you, Saipriya. It is one voice, and all of us has the same feeling, and we have the same struggles. We would love to hear your advice and the suggestions on to be in the present now. Over to you.
Sairam, how do we practice living in the present on a daily basis? How do we sustain it? Very, very important and practical question, because this is where the buck stops. We know all this theory now. How do we do it? And I would not like to focus on the aspect of what is it that stops us from living in the present, because there are so many reasons we can go on. All these reasons which are related to the mind that stops us from staying in the present. And it is the mind that is the crux. That is why Swami would say, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. The mind is responsible for bondage as well as liberation. The mind is the key and the heart is the lock. Swami will say, turn it right and you unlock to freedom. Turn it left and you're locked into bondage. So the same mind that gives us thousands of reasons why we are not able to live in the present can definitely give us reason how we can live in the present. And that is where I want to focus on one powerful practical technique that I have experienced in recent times as well, that I would like to share. And as Sister Saipriya beautifully shared it, it's so nice. It has to do with mindfulness, meditating, breathing. So many things that you said resonated well with me. And what made me feel so joyous is the statement where you said that, Aravind, you're irrelevant. Whether you're there or not, I'm happy. That is so wonderful, because that is truly making ourselves independent. They say, don't give a hungry man. You give a hungry man bread, you feed him for a day. Give him the technique and training to grow crops and you feed him for lifetime, right? Make a farmer out of him. In the same way, this is a very nice statement. And I feel the purpose of this satsang is served when you said that we don't need you for satsang. It's so wonderful. So what is this technique? This technique helps at a physical level, at a mental level, and definitely at a spiritual level. And this is something that Swami has reiterated again and again many times in his discourses. Our breath. 21,600 times, I think Swami says, we keep breathing in a day. And this breath is such a beautiful thing. It's a rhythm. It's a biological clock that keeps ticking. We today, of course, have our clocks, watches, but even without them, we will be able to do everything just like our ancestors did, just like the animals do, sleep, get up, do things, because we have a rhythm, and this rhythm is set by this breath. In fact, in our Bharatiya tradition, we do not believe that our lifespan is given in number of years. We believe that our lifespan is given in number of breaths. And that is why when you have yogic techniques of mastering your breath control, you're able to live longer. Look at the animal kingdoms. Those animals that breathe slower live longer. The tortoise breathes the slowest and lives the longest. Other animals breathe fast, they die off fast. So everything, there is something amazing and powerful in the breath. Recently, I watched a documentary on a very well-known platform. And in that, it was about a person who loves doing caving, meaning he goes exploring caves, underground, unknown places where people have not yet been there. And once when he was exploring with one of the caving experts, two of them, they go together everywhere. Suddenly there was a storm outside, because of which flood waters entered the caves, underground caves everywhere, flooded everything. And he was caught gasping for life just with a few inches of space left behind his nose and the roof. And he was stuck. He thought he's going to die there. He thought it's finished. Somehow he managed to come out of that situation. But then the whole cave system is flooded, no way to get out of the cave. And they're freezing, chilled to the bone. And he's convinced that though I didn't die by drowning, I'm going to die of hypothermia because it's gone. I'm dead. But he survived. 18 hours he survived and he came out of the cave. After 18 hours, once the flood waters receded. And how did he do it? He says, I don't know, something within me. You know, we are lucky to know what is this something within me. He just says something within me said, focus on your breath. Unbelievable. He says, I began to just focus on my breath. And I could feel a warmth in my nose and in my chest area. And rest of my body was no longer me. I mean, you don't know whether this is a caver speaking or this is a spiritual seeker speaking or a sage speaking. You know, when you listen to him, he says, my body is not me. And I just focused on the breath and it kept me warm. How? How does breathing keep you warm? It did. He's there. He's living to tell the tale. And he said, I came out. And after 18 hours, that is what gave me energy. And then I came out of that breathing for 18 hours. What did you do to survive? He said, I breathed to survive. We all breathe. But do we focus on our breath? You know, this is God got me inspired. And many times, you know, I am prone to bouts of anger. I get upset and angry, irritated very easily, whatever it is. So recently, when I was on the shuttlecourt playing badminton, my partner, I felt is in the wrong. He's not listening to me. And when I'm talking, he's trying to argue with me. I got very upset with him. I shouted at him. And in fact, he said, you go to the, you change your partner, you'll lose because what you are doing is wrong. You know, he almost said it like that. So we changed partners and now my partner was my opponent. We are playing doubles badminton, right? So when this is happening, I just remembered this breathing thing. Breathe, Arvind, breathe, breathe. And let me tell you, dear brothers and sisters, I didn't do any spiritual thing, nothing. No bringing in Swami, no seeing Swami, nothing I did. No spiritual aspect at all. I just decided I'll focus on my breath. Even as I'm playing badminton, because when I play shots, the breathing will become faster. Then again, I'll breathe. You won't believe it. All the taunts that were coming to me, all the insults that were coming, nothing seemed to matter suddenly because I didn't have time for them. I've just focused on my breath. Slowly, the game improved. Though we were the weaker side, we beat them. Not once, not twice. The third time when we were beating them, they were wild, they were upset, they were so angry, they're sledging, they're talking loud, trying to disturb our focus. I was absolutely calm. And then we had decided that we'll stop after 3 games. They said, let's play the 4th game because they wanted to beat us. It was hurting them from inside, I think. They couldn't beat us even in the 4th game. Then they gave up. They said, no need, because it will be insulting to lose a 5th game as well. I not only got victory, I was feeling so calm within. This breathing, for him, it kept him warm. It kept my heart warm and it kept me in such a good space. It kept me protected from all the taunts that were coming and it kept me at absolute peace. Amazingly powerful this technique is. Yes, when people tell I'm depressed, what I should do? Breathe. Breathe. I'm irritated. What should I do? Breathe. Irritation, frustration, anger, all these are symptoms of not living in the present. When I am in the past or when I'm in the future. And to live in the present, breathing is the perfect expression of living in the present. It's happening now. And each breath is important, whether we realize it or not. Just focus on the breath. In fact, I have done a video on Jyoti meditation. Interestingly, while speaking about Jyoti meditation, Swami, there's a discourse clip also in that video. In that, Swami is saying, when you prepare for Jyoti meditation, first, even before you focus on the light and all that, right? Swami says, make your mind a watchman at the tip of your nose. And Swami says, now look at the air going in, the air coming out. Look at the breath, focus on the breath. So even in Jyoti meditation, Swami speaks about breath meditation. And many times in his discourses, Swami says, the ultimate for life is there in your breath only. So hum. No, Swami has given this Soham meditation, which brings in, along with the physical and mental benefits. Physical benefits I explained with that Kavers example. Mental, I gave example of my own, what I've seen in the badminton court. It happens. It helps in every other thing. Spiritually, Swami says, you will go closer. From I am the messenger of God to I am the son of God or the daughter of God to I am God. So hum, it reinforces. You know, we often say keep good company. What do we mean by keep good company? We think we should not go with people who speak negative. And Swami has given a definition. Good company is that which takes us towards God. So any friends, any relatives, any family members who take us closer to God, they are good company. Anybody who don't, however close they might be relationship wise, it's bad company. We think run away from bad company means run away from these people. But you know, the company that we keep day in and day out, our own thoughts. Our own thoughts. We criticize ourselves, we curse ourselves. I'm a loser. I can't do it. It's gone. This is sad, frustrating. I'm so depressed. I'm so irritated. I'm so angry. This is all things that we are keeping company of our thoughts. And that is why Swami says, do namasmarana. Because that is the good company I need to keep. The best company is the ultimate truth. Let truth be my company. Let Satya Sai be my company. Satya Sai, Satya. What is that Satya? I am God. Aham Brahmasmi. That is so hum. So hum. So hum. So hum. So what I'm trying to say is, when I think of a practical way of practicing living in the present, one technique, that is what I wanted to share here. One technique that I have found very useful for me is to focus on the breath. And as I said, let it begin by just a physical focus on the breath. Slowly we will evolve. Slowly it will become part of our breathing. Our breathing is not only at a physical level, I'm breathing at my emotional and mental level also. And finally, I'm genuinely breathing like a yogi. Nothing ruffles me after that. I'm so busy in so hum. I'm able to see the transience. I'm able to see the ephemeral nature. I'm able to see the temporary nature of everything else other than so hum. Everything becomes so meaningless, so small, distractions, that's all. Ripples on the surface of the ocean while I am at the depths in the calm. Nothing ruffles me, nothing disturbs me. So this is a technique which I have definitely benefited from. There will be many other techniques as well. As I said, that's why I don't want to discuss different things that stop us from living in the present. I want to discuss this one technique that definitely helps us to live in the present.
Thank you so much, Anna. Very well explained about that free tool of breath, Anna. It seems to be so practical, and it is still a way to be in presence. So that concludes our third question, Anna. Since we may have a few more minutes, I would take a couple minutes to ask you a simple question, Anna, like a short answer question.
Yes. So no, I basically my answers get long if I try to give a story, but I think it's a story that makes it memorable and helps us read. So from now on, I'll just answer a 1 mark answer.
1 mark answers. Yes. Also, audience, thank you all for joining and engaged in the discussion. If you have any questions, please do drop them in the chat. We would try to cover them. And one question I got up here is, like, how can we balance our emotions and manage distractions?
Yeah, as I said,
you just covered it, but
Abhyas, Krishna tells Arjuna, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate, meaning start with practice. The thing is, before entering the swimming pool only, we want to, how do I swim? I don't know how to swim. I don't know what will happen. How do you swim? How everybody jump into the pool, man, just jump. But how can I jump if I don't know swimming? How will you learn swimming if you don't jump? Start with some sadhana. Start with bhajan. Start with seva. This is why Swami recommends this whole nice dosage. All the three. Service, sadhana, as well as karma, bhakti, jnana. All three. Have like these satsangs. Have discussions like you had pre-discussions. Wonderful. Focus on it. Take it seriously as a priority in life and work on it. And this breathing thing is a technique that has helped me. Techniques will be many. But the way is, take up one bhakti technique, take up one karma technique, one jnana technique, because all the three are needed. We need jnana, otherwise the whole exercise becomes meaningless. We need bhakti, otherwise we won't enjoy. We need karma, otherwise it only becomes philosophy and theory. So have all the three in a proper mix and start doing it. You will see the benefits yourself.
Definitely, Anna. Thank you. One last question. This is one of the devotee texted directly asking for, how can we continuously be in touch with Swami in the situation of roller coaster emotions?
How can we?
How can we continuously be in touch with Swami?
You know what? The one answer I give for this is, we ask Swami for so many things, right? We ask for relationship things or financial issues, career. I want to get a visa. I want this. So many things we ask for. We don't ask for him only. Swami would always, once, I'm sorry, I'm just very quickly, I'll narrate this incident. In Purnachandra, Swami was distributing items, like from toothbrushes to perfumes to all students who were sitting there. And, we were also busy in comparing what you got. Hey, you got toothbrush, I got perfume. Like we're thinking, lucky, you got perfume, I just got a toothbrush. Okay. What we forgot was Swami was standing on the stage and nobody looking at Swami only. Swami asked, boys, who wants me? We are so obsessed. We ask God for everything. We compare what God gives us. We don't ask him for that only. There are times in my life when I feel that my heart has gone dry. I'm not feeling connected to Swami. What I do is I go ask Swami only. I tell Swami, the only purpose of my life is to live for you, Swami. What a waste. Yesterday, whole day, Swami, I didn't think of you. Day before, whole day, Swami, I didn't do anything related to you. 2 days I've wasted. Swami, please, Swami. I have not asked you for anything. But please, Swami, whatever happens, let me feel your love. Let me love you, Swami. Without loving you, life is useless. Please give this, Swami. Please give. Ask Swami. He will give. He is come to give that only. But that is a very precious treasure. That is the highest value item. Unless he knows that we know the value of it, he won't give. And we show that we don't know the value because we ask for everything else other than that. Just realize that that is the greatest thing and ask him only. This is what I do. I don't know any other way. I go and tell Swami, I'm not feeling connected. I want to connect with you, Swami. Please, please, Swami. Like it's like asking, how do I get that hunger for food? Don't eat food for 3 days, man. You will feel that hunger. Hunger is not something that you cultivate. You just feel it. And if you're not, then you go and check with the doctor. What's wrong with me, doctor? I have not eaten for 3 days and I'm not feeling hungry. Swami is my doctor. Swami, I have not eaten. I have not had your nourishment for 3 days and I don't feel anything. I'm happy. Swami, I'm diseased. I'm having this bhavaroga. I'm having that worldly affliction. Swami, please treat me. Please cure me. This is the only way I know. And it works because he's waiting there with all love to do this for us.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. There were many receipts that you gave us today, Anna, for remaining in the present, the omnipresent. We all blessed to hear you, Anna. And do you have any closing thoughts, remarks for us? Only if you would like to.
Definitely, my closing thoughts are, I am really so grateful to Swami for everything that he has given and to all of you, because believe it or not, see, you might have thought that you're coming and attending a satsang that I'm giving. It's just that you were involved in Shravana Bhakti. I was involved in Kirtana Bhakti, and these two need, for Shravana meaning listening, Kirtana meaning singing his glory. Both of them depend on each other for them to flourish. You can't listen if there's nobody delivering. I can't deliver if nobody is listening. So we are all fellow pilgrims, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity because the last 24 to 48 hours have been so beautiful. I messaged Sister Prasanna also. So well, the program has been planned, so detailed, so much thought has gone in. It felt so wonderful. I felt like I'm attending a talk by reading that. I felt like I'm reading somebody's blog and everything is there. What I have done is taken your material only and given it back to you, stolen your material and given it back to you, because whatever I said today, you've already discussed. So my closing thoughts are, very grateful for this opportunity. You have touched my heart. I'm feeling so inspired and charged. And that is because of this. See, this is what it is. What we do is satsang. How we do it is that everybody feels inspired and touched. It is not one entertainer coming and the audience coming, having popcorn and watching like a movie. Not like that. Everybody benefits. That is how we do it. And why we do it? We are doing it. You're doing it because you're getting benefited. I'm doing it because I'm getting benefited. Whether there is 106 people on the call or 10 people on the call doesn't matter for me, because I'm doing this, I am benefited. So that is the thing. So those are my closing thoughts, and may we do everything in our life in this manner. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anna. We are equally grateful for Swami by using you as an instrument and remind us how to be in the present. And before I pass it on to Yogini for the closing remarks, Anna, as Yogini mentioned in the beginning, so we would like to start this. I mean, we started this series today. Today is the launching day, and then We would like to keep this momentum going, and the ideal plan is to have it for every quarter, like every seasonal. We will have another speaker. And we would like to have you give us a question for the next speaker. So we would continue, give us a question which we may ask for the next guest speaker, and then we want to keep on continue this.
Great. Give me some time. I don't know if I can right away. Yeah, thank you for giving me back the homework also. But I will within a couple of days I'll get back to you.
Thank you, Anna. I was expecting. Yeah, please take your own time, Anna, and we would like to have it before the next session.
Yes.
And
When is the next session? I would also like to join and listen in.
Definitely, and I will keep you posted, and we'll definitely keep in touch, Anna. And thank you so much. We'll hope to see you again. And thank you to all the YA team, advisors, and then the reps from the region, and all other YAs who joined today. And then I'll pass it on to Yogini for the closing remarks. Sairam.
Sairam. Thank you so much, Brother Sai Krishna, for a wonderfully facilitated conversation. Thank you so much, Brother Aravind, for being here with us, generously sharing your time, sharing your stories, such funny and relatable stories. You know, not all of us have the experience of being so close in physical proximity to Swami, but we surely all have shared some of the experiences that you mentioned about, you know, worrying about the past or being anxious, you know, disappointed that something didn't meet our expectations. So hearing how you navigated all of that in your experience and learning from your stories was so wonderful. And then ending with the practical tips as well on how we can sustainably live in the present. So thank you so much, brother, for sharing and being here with us. For me personally, this whole process has been wonderful, being part of the pre-satsang and up till now, hearing Brother Aravind build upon everything, you know, flesh out so many different aspects of this topic, because it's such a huge topic and we can have endless satsangs about it. But this was a wonderful discussion, and looking forward to our future satsangs together. I'd just like to end our satsang today going back to this wonderful quote from Swami. This is the quote that we based our pre-satsang discussion on. This is a quote that came up again with Brother Aravind today. I think it's truly a beautiful quote from Swami. So he says that a true devotee is one who lives in the present without brooding over the past and worrying about the future. Past is past. Forget the past. Do not worry about the future, for the future is uncertain. So live in the present. It is not ordinary present, it is omnipresent. The past can be compared to a tree. Similarly, the future. The present is the seed. The seed is a result of the past and the basis for the future. Therefore, one should live in the present with firm determination. Only then will success be ensured. It is only a waste of time brooding over the past. Since it cannot be retrieved, no remedial action can be initiated. Likewise, there is no point in worrying about the future, since it is not in your control. So live in the present and discharge your duties with determination. So with those wonderful words from Swami that beautifully summarize everything we talked about today, I'd like to close our session for today. Thank you all for being here. As mentioned, we will have another Sai InSAIghts series coming up in the next quarter, spring 2024. So stay tuned for information about that. And thank you all so much. Sairam.
Thank you, Sairam. Wonderful, wonderful discussion. And Brother Aravind, it's always a pleasure to watch you on YouTube.